What's going on, YouTubers? I am Nick Rose, and lately I've been thinking about a particular topic. It may be a slightly controversial topic, but it's something that has been on my mind. I would like to make a bold statement, and before you guys decide to chew me up in the comments before watching the video, just do me a favor and see it through. XxTentacion is the Sid Vicious of hip-hop. That is what I would like to talk about today. I would like to make that comparison. Before we could get into that, I want to talk a little bit about Sid Vicious. Sid Vicious was a punk rocker in the band called the Sex Pistols, and he joined in 1977. A funny fact about Sid Vicious, he joined as their bassist, and he actually never learned how to play the bass. Even when they did live shows and stuff, he was almost never plugged in. When they would have the bass riff going, they would either play a pre-recorded bass riff, or they would have someone in the background, kind of out of sight, playing the bass. He would just kind of stand there and strum, and he had no real musical talent. Before I keep going, I do want to say that I believe that X does have talent. I do believe that he is a good artist, that he is a good rapper, that he is good lyrically. But that is not the comparison that I'm trying to make. I'm not comparing their musical talents. I'm trying to bring this conversation elsewhere. When Sid Vicious died, he became a martyr for the punk rock genre. To this day, almost 50 years later, Sid Vicious is still that name, still that person who you see, who you think of when we mention late 70s punk rock. He is that figurehead. When he was recruited to the Sex Pistols, obviously it wasn't because of his musical talent. There was something else that was seen in Sid Vicious. He had a charisma to him, and he became the face of punk rock. Actually, before he ever joined the Sex Pistols, he was already big in the punk rock community. He was just this dude. People thought he was cool. And he brought this fuck it attitude, this I don't give a fuck attitude. When he was on stage, he did whatever the fuck he wanted to do, whatever came to mind. He would kick people, he would start fights, he would throw drinks. He did not care. And that is what made him the face of that generation of punk rock. That's what made him the epitome of punk rock. As XxTentacion develops, I think we are seeing that in him. I think that is the person that he's becoming. Obviously, the similarities in the clothing that was worn by Sid and X, they dress very alike. XXX has that punk rocker style going on with him. He may even draw inspiration from Sid Vicious. Again, just like with the musical talent, that's not the comparison that I want to make. Really, the comparison I'm making here is the importance that they both have to their respective genres. X is the front runner for what he's doing, and since he became famous, we have seen many other artists, not exactly like him, but SoundCloud rappers who are coming out, and he is at the top of the pyramid there. He is the one leading that crowd, leading this wave. Now, one thing I want to talk about is the XXL Freshman Cyphers 2017. X was paired for his cypher with Made in Tokyo, Ugly God, and Playboi Carti. Now, if you've ever listened to the music of any of those three artists, you know they make club tracks. They're very hype, fun songs that you could just kind of jam out to. You know, it's something that you would listen to in a strip club while you're throwing your dollar bills up, whatever. That's the kind of music that those guys make. They're not lyrically deep songs that they're making. They're not meaningful. They're just fun records, you know, something along the lines of maybe someone like Juicy J, something that he would make. Just fun club tracks. Those three guys went before X in the cypher. They created this vibe between one another. They kind of all branched off from one another. There was this fun thing going on, something that you could bob your head to and that you were really getting in the mood to, and then X comes on, and everything changes. Anthony Fantano from The Needle Drop made a video in which he ranked the ciphers from worst to best. And not only did he put X towards the bottom of that list, but he also made fun of him, saying that he was trying too hard to be edgy and that it was a little ridiculous, whatever. And I do see where he's coming from. I see the point that he's making, but I do have to disagree. The reason I want to disagree is because I don't think that X is trying to intentionally be the edgy guy. I think that X is genuinely angry. I think he's genuinely invoking these emotions, and that is just what we are seeing portrayed in his music. When he came on, the lights dimmed, he got down on one knee, they cut the background music, he went a cappella. He got dark and dreary and angry, and he got close to the mic. He pretty much said he's the son of Satan and that he would kill everybody if he could.
Fuck your religion, your pastor fuck kids and got sent to a prison in PC. I seen the devil, he's in you, women, you need saving and listen to this, see. Follow him home, cut the right corner so nobody sees you. Turn off your phone, leave it at home so nobody can trace you. Mask your expressions, appear to be calm, they won't read your intentions. As soon as you're in, let them all know who they're all in the presence of. I am a murderer, I am a demon, the son of a serpent. What is your faith? What is your worth? Have you felt acknowledging? If I kill you now, will you go to heaven or hell you believe in? That there's approaching you, 30 seconds, think before lying and bless.
Now, that could very easily come off as teenage angst. We know that X is only 19 years old. But I really do believe that this was just the way he does things. That these are his feelings. That is the guy he is. And just like Sid Vicious, X did not give a shit. He had to have known. He is not dumb. He had to have known that he was going to get backlash for doing his cipher in that manner. He had to have known that this was going to cause a stir. And while it's very easy to say that that was intentional, that was his goal, that's what he was aiming for, we can also say that maybe that's just the guy he is. Maybe he is just an edgy person. I really do believe that. And I'm not fangirling here. I think it was a genuine performance. I also believe that as dark and maybe ridiculous as his bars were in that cipher, I do think that it was good. On some level, I think lyrically that it showed a lot of ability. In the future, when X really finds himself and he gets super comfortable, I think that he's going to be amazing. Hopefully he could stay in the spotlight that long. Hopefully he can remain relevant. The last person that we saw that did this and blew up as quickly as X was Chief Keef. That was back in 2011, and he started a whole fucking generation of rappers. He may even be the father of modern hip-hop, and I'll get to that in another video. I'm going to make a video about that later this week, but for now, let's stay on topic. I've seen comparisons to Lil Uzi Vert, but I think that they are without merit, because Lil Uzi does have something to him, but that something is a lot different than what X is. They may dress similarly. They may both use that, late 70s punk rock style of clothing. Uzi sometimes wears the chokers, but I don't believe that they have the same idea behind their image. I think Uzi is very intentionally creating a mainstream image for himself. He's trying to be that person. I would also like to point out that Uzi is not edgy. He's not angry. That's not really in his moniker. He's very different than that. So, again, like I said, those comparisons go without merit because they're two very different guys. They have two very different styles of rapping. I think we can reasonably compare X to other SoundCloud rappers. Guys like Lil Peep, maybe Trippie Redd, Smoke Perp, Ski Mask the Slump God, Lil Pump, dudes like that. Just like Sid Vicious, how he became a figurehead for late 70s punk rock, I think that's what X has become. up until now, that's not to say that no one has ever gotten famous or big or success from SoundCloud, but up until then, that was something that was few and far between. Once X became famous, these other rappers, the guys that I just mentioned, who probably never even thought that that level of fame was possible for them, they all started coming out of the woodworks one by one. People started giving them a chance because we had X. Because X became who he is now. Ski Mask the Slump God, who is actually very good friends with X, in my opinion, is awesome. In his latest album, which is really more of a mixtape than anything, called You Will Regret, I see a lot of potential. The production, the way he switches up his flows, I think that had it been a true album and he put a little more time into it, I think that it could have been incredible. I will be the first to admit that I'm not the kind of guy to sit there and listen to a complete project from start to finish. When I like an artist, I'll hear a lot of their music, I'll hear most of their songs, but I won't sit there and listen to track 1 all the way through to track 15 of their latest mixtape. That's just not how I listen to music. I think that's kind of just the way that things have become in this day and age with YouTube. But I sat there and listened to his entire album, the whole thing straight through. Cole Bennett recently shot a video for his song Catch Me Outside, and from the start, from the second that I turn on that song, and he opens up with Naruto Ninetail Fox, and then continues with I Feel Like a Gucci Ad-Lib Burr, it blew my mind the way he switches up his flows, his raw ability and talent. I think he's going to be amazing, and I also don't believe that we would get him without XxXTentacion. I do believe that if Look at Me, which was X's first real single, that's the song that blew up, that's the song that got him this level of recognition. I truly believe that if that hadn't blown up, none of these guys would be where they are, whether they have an affiliation with him or not. Very much like Sid Vicious, who became the person you automatically, instantly think of when you hear the term punk rock. Very much like that, XxXTentacion is synonymous in a way that now when we talk about SoundCloud rappers, or when we talk about these younger guys who are 19, 20, 21, 22, who are all coming up, that is the first one that we go to. That is our go-to rapper. That is the guy that we think of. That's all I got for today, guys. Do me a favor and subscribe to my channel. I would love to keep making videos for you guys, and I need the subscriptions to do that. And also, let me know down in the comments what you guys would like to see me do next time. What is the next video that you would like to see me cover? What is the next topic?